Hey there. Just coming on to do another quick little video. This is for my PSA submission number 4. And this one's a little different. It's been 100% sports cards up till this. This one, obviously, it's going to be Marvel. It's going to be a bit of a non-sport submission, which I'm kind of excited about. As always, I'm trying to do one of these a month. If I get one submission off a month, that means eventually I'll be getting one submission back a month. So I try to do 20 cards once a month. And yeah, here we go. These are the 20 cards I'm doing. This, if you haven't know, or if you don't know, is from a set 1990. Impel was the company that produced these, and they're Impel Marvel Universe cards. And this is the very first set of Marvel cards produced. So they're very, very kind of old school comic book kind of style to them. But I was looking through some boxes for some old football, my 1990 action-packed football. They were kind of a sweet set, and I remembered, I was like, man, I got a few rookies in there that I was looking for, and then I found at the very bottom of this big box full of just 600 count, 500 count boxes was some Marvel stuff at the very bottom. And it was good. I found them, kind of relived some memories looking through them, and then I decided, man, I should check and see if there's what these things are for prices, and I was a little surprised. So it's been about a month. I'm ready to do my next submission, and I kind of looked through and decided, man, I'm doing a Marvel. I'm doing a full Marvel submission, which I never ever would have guessed that I'd be doing something like that, but here we go. And here we go. We're starting off Captain America. I've started doing this whenever I'm kind of slowly getting together a submission. I will kind of pre-grade them, and I stick a little bit of painter's tape on the back just to remind myself, because you start off with like 100 cards and you whittle it down to 50 real quick, and then you start nitpicking and down to 30, and then hopefully down to like 20 cards. And they unfortunately cannot all be perfect, but most of them are pretty darn close. Like this one, micro dimple on front, and I think it's somewhere around it. You can't even see it unless you got a magnifying glass, but there is a dimple there. Other than that, it's centered. It's really nicely centered. The corners sharp as heck. Like it's a nice looking card. Front and back. I've noticed that these ones, even if the front is nicely centered, like, man, the back centering on lots of these is not that great. But this one is sharp all the way around. Looks like $1 million. So that is card number 1. Card number 2, Daredevil. This one, I have it listed, or have it as perfect. Hoping for it as like always with all these things. You hope for a 10, you expect 9s, because these are all from like 1990, early 90s. Man, it's terrible. And looking at it a little closer, back centering, like the front is good. Front is really good. The corners, the edges on all these cards are fantastic. Surface is really good. Well, minus, like little tiny, the odd little minuscule dimple and things like that. But this one I had perfect, but I'm kind of noticing the back centering is off. So we will see, I guess. Card number 3. We are going with Wolverine. Personal favorite. I'm sure it's one of everybody's personal favorites, but this one I had, if anything, it would be front, top, and bottom centering. And as you can see, it's a little thicker on the top than it is at the bottom. Side to side, I think, is bang on. The surface was good on this one. Corners are all really nice and sharp. I think on the back, back on this one looks pretty good too. So just a little top and bottom centering on the front. But even with most of these cards, even if they get 9s, it's still a pretty darn good card. The 10s on these are selling for ridiculous amounts. I don't even know what happened. There's a few guys that I watch on YouTube a lot. Northeast Ohio. He's been doing a couple really good videos lately on Marvel, and it's weird. It's such a coincidence because like when I found mine, I was like, what the heck? So I started looking around to see if anybody else has got videos, and within a couple days he put up a video, and same thing. It was just like, yeah, I bought this box, and I bought this box of 1990 Marvel, and I bought it at $100, like whatever he said it was. I think it was like 8 or 9 months ago. And he goes, and I just checked again, and they're over $1,000. He's like, what's going on with these things? But him too, kind of same thing. Just I remember buying these when I was younger, and I thought they were fantastic. I believe I started buying these in like 91. And if I remember, I bought a couple packs of these ones, and I was like, wow, I really, really like these things. But then it was just kind of like, it was a year later, and they were kind of starting to get hard to find. All my usual places that I used to buy packs. So I don't have as many of these as I wish I did. I wish I did now, even though at the time they were absolutely worthless. And I'm pretty sure they were worthless for a really long time afterwards. But now they are not. And now they are going to actually be a whole submission for me. But old Spidey here, I got him listed as perfect. Corners, edges, centering on this one. Everything is bang on. So hope so. This one, Cosmic Spider-Man. I know this one, yeah, perfect except for front centering, and it is a little off left and right. I think the top and bottom looks pretty darn good, but left and right is off just a hair. But this ridiculous thing I was watching, this Cosmic Spider-Man, a PSA 10, went up in an auction and ended up going for, I believe it was 1500 Canadian. Why? I have no idea. I think this one might have been a pretty short printed card, because of all of these, I have multiples. I got doubles, I got triples, quadruples of some. I had a fair number of these cards, but this was the only Cosmic Spider-Man I had. I think this was the only single in the entire box of cards that I had. This was the only single card. So I'm guessing it might be a bit of a short print. And unfortunately, this one's just off a smidge left and right. But I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Next card, Green Goblin. These ones are, all of these cards, I picked them pretty much because, first of all, because they were really, really, really sharp. And then second of all, just going on eBay sold listings, and checking. It's like all the main players, you know, like Captain America, Daredevil, Wolverine, the guys who have movies or multiple movies and like TV shows and stuff. Those are the guys that are going to be worth the most amount of money. And Green Goblin, you know, he's been in a few of the Spider-Man movies and everything else. Norman Osborn, everybody knows him. So yeah, he's up there. I think this one, I have a list. I have it as perfect. I am noticing it might be just off just a touch left and right, but that's getting nitpicky, man. That's getting very nitpicky, though. But that's their job, and I'm sure they're going to be nitpicky too. Oh, Thanos, Endgame, supervillain. Here we go. Yeah, this one I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this one was perfect too. Like, it's a nice card, man. Corners, edges, centering. I looked over the surface really well on these ones. Like everything. I really, I kind of like that I'm, this was just out of necessity, but I'm actually I like it now. I have a book that I write most of the stuff down in, but you know, I'll be at work or whatever, or if I'll be looking at pictures of stuff or trying to remember things, or, you know, right now I'm in the basement and my book's upstairs, so I'm not going to go up and get it, but just having them written down is kind of nice. I'll do that too, right, when I'm like initially looking through stuff, and then I can remember. It's like, oh, why didn't I include that card? Oh yeah, right, because it's, you know, the one edge is kind of trash or whatever. So I like it. Red Skull, not really big guys in any of the movies or anything else like that, but it was perfect. Centering on this sucker was fantastic. Top and bottom, left and right, corners, edges, surface, everything is rock solid on this one. So that's why he got included. I've kind of been, at this point, I'm kind of committed. I think I have enough cards. I think maybe my next couple submissions next month and the month after might be half and half. So whatever, you can stay for now. So that was 1990 Impel Marvel. This is 92 Marvel. I have very few 91s. Not really sure why. Well, I kind of know why, because I did not like the looks of those cards. The 91 Marvel just didn't look good. These ones I really liked because they're the real, they just have a serious old school kind of feel to them. And then the 92s were kind of I don't know, I don't want to say cheesy, but they were a little bit cheesy. And then the 92s, yeah, the 91s were cheesy, and then the 92s started looking nice again. And this, I don't have any 92 straight up Marvel Universe in this submission, except for this card. And this is one of the holograms. There was 5 holograms. I think they were Hulk, Wolverine, Venom. This is Thing, and Ghost Rider was the other guy. So this is H2. And man, these things were, see the back edge. If there's I labeled it perfect, but I know like this back edge is has got just the tiniest little bit of wear, and it's just a rough cut is all it is. But the corners are like wicked sharp. No color loss or paper loss or anything like that on the corners. But that one edge has a little thing to it. And the front on this one was perfect. Surface was perfect. Corners, edges, everything on this side of this card was perfect. And it's a pretty sweet hologram too, actually. And they were all colored. This, Thing was obviously orange, and then like Wolverine was blue and Venom was green. No, Hulk was green and Venom was like purple or something like that. They all had a different color. I like those. Those are pretty nice. That's the only one from 92. And then the other bunch of cards I had a bunch of 92 Marvel Masterpieces, and these ones, holy smokes, the price on some of these things was absolutely. This Black Widow PSA 10 finished up, I believe it was 1,800 it went for in auction, just like within the last week or so. But these things, good Lord, you want condition sensitive. They have this really nice little orange border, or this little gold border that goes all the way around. So centering on these ones is quite difficult. And then the fronts I didn't find were that bad for unless the centering was off, but like the edges were good. Edges were all really nice. The surfaces were all really good. But I found on every single card, you flip it over and there's the two sides aren't colored, and then these two sides with color, you look at them and oh my God, it was like probably 90% of the cards that I had in there that I was looking at had these, like right across this little tiny corner, there'd be a crack across this one and a crack across that one, and then usually a little tiny bit of paper loss. Don't know why, but it was. And I bought these all from packs, so they weren't all from the same box. They were from multiple boxes, and almost every single one of them had these little tiny cracks in the corners. So to go through, find somebody who was like a prominent Marvel character like Black Widow, who's been in tons of the movies, Avengers, everything else, and then to find them with what is that? I should fish that. It looks like some black fuzz in there. And then to find them with these, that was like the very first thing. I wouldn't even look at the front, just flip them over, look, oh yeah, crack corner, toss it aside. Next card, oh yeah, crack corner, okay. So this one I have as perfect, and the centering, top, bottom, left, right, fantastic. And then, yeah, biggest thing is that. And then a bit of them had issues with the edges and stuff, but it was all these corners. So if you're buying these, if you're out, you know, taking a look at someone's collection and looking to buy some, right here, grab a magnifying glass and check these 2 colored corners, because I can almost guarantee, like, there will be so many of them that have, and they'll never get a 10 with that. You know, I'm hoping for 10s, expecting 9s kind of thing. But like this in a PSA 10, just recently, yeah, like $1,800. Absolutely insane. Same set. Next card, Daredevil. I know this one has, what is it? Very tiny chipping, one back corner. Which one is it? Is it that one? I think it's this one. As you can just see a little bit of white there, and that's not the cracking, that's not the chipping that I'm talking about. The cracking actually is like goes all the way across, right at the corner. It's tiny little cracks, and it's I guess the coloring must be, or the whatever they used to print on this must be really, really thin, because it's just this tiny little crack, but it shows up just this perfect white white crack all the way across. So yeah, first place I'd look on any card that you're looking to buy, and then after that start checking like centering and this and that. But even with most of these, even if they come back a 9, like, they're still worth a decent amount of cash. But Daredevil, hey man, love the show, love the TV show, so why not? We're gonna throw them in here. And that, for this one, that's the only issue right there, is that tiny little crack, so, or chipping. So Daredevil. Next one, I'm just gonna lay these down because they keep falling over. Doctor Strange. Love the movies. This one, I believe. Oh, minuscule dot front left. Oh yeah, I remember. Oh, where is it? That's like right there. I don't think you'll see it. Well, maybe. Yeah, right above my thumb. Right there. There's like this little tiny dimple, and it was just a dimple in the gloss, or whatever the coating is on these cards. That's another thing I've heard is guys that do breaks on this stuff. They say, like, if you buy these now, the chances of them being bricked in the box is incredibly high. Like, from everybody that all the videos I've watched and everything, this 92 Marvel Masterpiece set that's why the prices are so high, is because it is very, very hard to get any kind of cards. Even if you're buying boxes now, like, the chances of them being completely bricked up and just a whole garbage box is super high. And then anything in the wild that you're trying to buy cards from, any kind of mishandling, and these little corners are going to have chips on them and stuff. So this one, that's what I had, was that little tiny dimple right there. I think you can see it right there. So probably a 9 on that one. Green Goblin again. This one, I had it as perfect. First place I checked was those corners. Corners were nice, and then the odd ones did have issues with these corners too. But these corners did not seem to be as nearly as affected as these ones, for whatever reason. But super bad. So many of my cards had little cracks, and then you look at the back and you're like, oh yeah, okay, fine. This one actually, the corners look really nice, and then you flip it over, and then those are the ones that are off left and right or something. So it's like, Jesus, to get the perfect storm for everything to come together on these cards is not easy. So, but yeah, now looking at this, noticing that the red on the left and the right is not the same thickness, so this is off a tiny bit left and right. Iron Man. This one, I believe, yeah, this one I had on was perfect. Corners are all tight, edges are perfect. Centering on this one was bang on. Beautiful card. And the art on these ones, it was Joe Jusko. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. It's Jusko. And the art, the stuff that he's done, on these cards is fantastic. They're all one of a kind, one-off paintings that he did, and then that's what they used to make the set from. And I think they're fantastic. Good old Magneto. I think I had this one, yeah, and this one down perfect. Centering, very, very nice. Corners on this one. All of them are awesome. Super nice. And then I kind of lucked out and I had two. These ones, I have multiples of all these ones too. Actually, I think I was one card short for a set. And I got multiples of almost every card except for one. And it's Captain America, for God's sakes. So one of the big major ones that I would want to submit if I had one. And of course, I don't even have one for the set. So, oh well, maybe I'll try to find one somewhere. I have this one written as perfect, but you look at these stupid things a million times. This one looks like it actually might be off cut, because I'm noticing down here, the centering left and right looks pretty bang on. But up here, it is definitely thinner on this side, I'd say. Yeah, thin on this side, a little thicker there. Top and bottom looks good, but I think top and bottom looks okay, but I think the picture looks like it might be a little skewed over or something, because that's not right. Same thickness down here, but then it's off up here. I don't know. We'll see. Whatever. Punisher. It's another guy. I quite enjoyed the show, so decided to include him. And the pictures are like, these paintings are fantastic. Like that's awesome. That's just wild up there, just spraying bullets, casings flying everywhere on the side of a building. I had this one is perfect. Centering looks really good all the way around. Corners, very nice. Edges. Whew, we'll see. And Spider-Man, I think this one front centering, tiny little bit. And I'm not sure what I'm seeing. Maybe top and bottom? I'd say if anything, it might be off a tiny bit top and bottom. Yeah, it looks a little thicker on the top than it does on the bottom. Yeah, that's what I'd say. Other than that, surface is really good. Those pesky back corners are nice. Tiny little bits of, a couple little spots of white right there. Well, we'll see. Oh, yes. And the last two cards, actually, and I know nothing about these, but my son is into Pokemon, and he collects these things, and his grandpa, every time they come and visit, he'll bring him like a pack of cards or whatever. So he opens them up, and I was like, oh, like, do you? And he has some binders and stuff, but nothing is well looked after. But the last time his grandparents are up and he got a pack of cards, opened them up, and or a couple packs, I think. And I was like, so you got any good ones? And he gave me these two, and he's like, Dad, I think these are pretty good. And he goes, I think this one especially should be pretty, like, is a pretty good card. And I was like, all right, well, let's check them out, kind of thing. And went on eBay and checked sold listings and everything. And I had a little trouble because I know nothing about Pokemon, but basically, down at the bottom there's like a year and stuff, so it's like, okay, I type in the year and Charizard EX or whatever, and basically had to find this card and then find a price on them. And this one is, and these are PSA 10 prices, this one's around $100, 80 to maybe $100. This one was like over 400. So we put them in top loaders, and I was like, okay, well, if you don't mind, let's put these at least in top loaders or whatever. And then when I was getting the submission together, I figured that I was going to do a non-sport. I asked him if he wanted to toss any cards in, and he was like, yeah, man, let's do those ones. So sweet, I love it. Get the kids into it. He can have if he wants to stick with Pokemon, no problem, because I know nothing about them, and or anything like that. But these ones were quite nice, front and backs. I know I do watch videos on Pokemon sometimes because, hey man, cards are cards. And like they're centered nice. There's no white on any of the edges around on these things. And from what I could see, like the surfaces, everything looked really clean, really good on these cards. So they're going in. They're getting submitted, and we will see how things go. And that's it. That is all of them. My fourth submission. Junk wax era, as always, because that's the stuff I know and that's the stuff I like. I may eventually do an ultra modern. It'll probably just be ultra modern baseball. But it might be a while. So I still got a lot of junk wax to go through. And whatever, those are the ones I like because those are the ones I collected. So, yeah. All right. I'll talk to you later. Peace.